As a beauty professional or a self-employed service provider, the likelihood of you having someone to take over your spot if you're not able to make it that day is slim to none. So what do you do when you have to cancel your appointments for the day? In this video, I will break down the proper and professional way to cancel appointments when the unthinkable happens. By handling your cancellations in this manner, you'll be able to retain your clients and your great reputation because you were effective in your communication to the client about the cancellation. Life is very unpredictable and we just never know when something's going to go wrong where we're not able to meet our needs for that day. Worry no longer. If you want to know how to properly and professionally cancel an appointment, make sure you keep on watching. Alright, so in the eyes of your clients, you need to show up 365 days a year. Rain, sleet, snow, anything, any predicament, you need to be there. But the reality is you cannot always be there because like I said, the unthinkable can happen. Family emergency, anything can happen at any point that will prohibit you from being able to perform your duty. How do you properly and professionally cancel an appointment? So the first thing you need to do is prepare. Prepare yourself before you even say anything to your clients about the situation. So assess the situation and ask yourself, is this reason for canceling justifiable and fair? Fair to you and fair to your client. This is where you'll be using your personal judgment to decide whether you should or shouldn't cancel. Once you decide if it's a justifiable reason to cancel, you will now let the client know in a timely manner and you will decide what is the best way to communicate this message. Remember to always put yourself in the client's shoes. If you were the client, you would want to know as soon as possible if you're not able to have your service provided, because you don't know what that client had planned or why they are getting the services done. If it's urgent, I highly suggest that you call the client and let them know the news. That way there's no delay in the response from you or the client. In this message, you want to, of course, greet the client, and you want to be very genuine and sincere and empathetic when you are telling your client this bad news. During this conversation, it is very important that you remove your emotions from your response. When you're from this message, do not feel like you're obligated to over-explain yourself. You greet the client, hello, good morning. Then you will say you unfortunately have to cancel your appointment. You can apologize for the inconvenience because 9 times out of 10, the client anticipated on getting the service done by you that day. So I'm pretty sure you are an inconvenience to the client. Another important part to have in this message is a solution, meaning you can either return the deposit if a deposit was necessary during booking. You can reschedule the client for maybe later that day or maybe the next day. You just want to make sure you clearly lay out the options your client had moving forward from this point. It is your responsibility to respond back in a timely manner. If you're not able to respond back in a timely manner, you place that in your initial message. So that way the client won't feel like you ghosted them or you're not trying to help them resolve the issue or understand better in the issue, because sometimes something could be super urgent. You don't have time to be texting back and forth to your client. Like that's kind of like on the back end, like it's not really a priority. So if that's the case, state that you're not going to be able to respond during this time frame, but you will get back to them as soon as you can. The biggest thing that I've noticed with being a hairstylist is that clients just want you to communicate with them. Everyone knows that life happens. As long as you're keeping them up to date and letting them know what it is that's going on, your client will greatly appreciate the fact that you're doing that, and they will likely come back to you or reschedule as long as they're able to fit it within their schedule. I'll give y'all a quick story time about when I had to cancel on, I think 2 or 3 days worth of appointments. It was one day I was cutting some meat and I ended up cutting my finger and having to get stitches. So of course I do hair, so I need my hands, and I wash hair sometimes, so I need my hands to perform my services. So what I did when I was at urgent care, I let my clients know what had happened. It was late at night, so I did apologize for the late text because you do not want to be texting people at any time of the day. So I did apologize for the late text, and I just let them know that I just cut my finger and I have to get stitches. And then I informed them that I will have to cancel or reschedule their appointment for another day because the doctor had wrote a note saying I couldn't work. Because I let them know in advance, and two of the clients were recurring clients, they come on a monthly basis. So they was very understanding, they know that my work ethic is ethnic. they know my work. Like, they know I show up all the time. So they were just like, I'm sorry that happened, you know, hope you feel better, and just let me know when we can reschedule. So they was understanding. I did have another client that was a new client, and I let her know what happened, and she still booked with me. She just picked another day to get our service done. So it is just very important that you just communicate with people. People just want to know what's going on. Like, I'm telling you, like, it's super, super, super easy to just let people know and communicate when things are going wrong. Because like I always tell y'all, life be life, and only thing we can control is our reaction to things and how we handle and our decision making. So just keep that in mind when you're handling cancellation situations. That's all that I have for you in this video. I hope this video brings value to you. I hope you will never have to use it, but it's great to have this in your stash, you know, to just come back to if this was to happen to you. Or maybe it's happening to you right now and you're trying to figure out, like, how should I respond to this person? So hopefully this video has given you that answer. If it did, make sure you like this video. Leave me a comment down below. Have you ever canceled on a client? I know I have. And how did that conversation go? Do you feel like you was effective with letting them know about the cancellation, or do you feel like you could improve on how you let your clients know when you have to cancel their appointment? Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. I will talk to you all later. Peace.